Hey guys, hope you are all doing well. You may have recently seen Ashley's video that was uploaded to YouTube where she discussed her battle with drug addiction and her journey to recovery. I was asked to talk about loving an addict and being an enabler. Before I do that, I want to let you guys know why this was so important to me to be able to do what we're doing now, and why we're doing it. When I was going through what I was going through, I'm not big on talking about feelings, so I was scouring YouTube and getting online looking for situations similar to mine to, at the very least, just know that what I was feeling was normal and that I wasn't the only one who had ever gone through this. And just to see someone that had gone through and come out the other side okay, I wanted to know that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Saying that, I would like to let you guys know that every woman on this channel, every member of this channel, is speaking from a place of experience and with the common goal of providing comfort and relief and hope, hopefully, to anyone who may be going through anything similar to any of the issues that we will be discussing. I fell in love with my husband at 18 years old. He's my very best friend, very, very funny, very brave, adventurous, very charismatic. He can play guitar very well. Very handsome and strong, mentally and physically. He could knock somebody out in 2 seconds. But at the same time, he has one of the most amazing hearts you will ever see. Very kind, very compassionate. He could see a homeless person, and with tears in his eyes, he would go and talk to that person until he felt that they were doing better. And if they were hungry, he'd get them something to eat. If they needed a jacket, he would literally give them the clothes off his back. I'd give them rides, whatever. He's just very, very good-hearted person and an amazing father. And he was an amazing husband. My very best friend. I think I had a crush on him every day since the time I fell in love with him. So, in 2013, at the end of 2013, my husband lost his mother unexpectedly in a car accident. He was a mama's boy, and she was an enabler as well. When him and I got engaged, she brought me a stack of bills and said, "Here, this is for you, don't tell Trap." She just never wanted him to worry, never wanted him to stress, and so she tried to do everything for him. She loved him so much. She couldn't stand to see him even be anxious over something. Needless to say, when he lost his mother, he had zero coping skills. He started self-medicating, and I started enabling. When you love someone, especially when you're loving an addict, it's easy to become an enabler because you don't think of it as an enabling. You think of it as someone you love more than anything is hurting, and you can make that pain go away. I just thought that I would help him be well. I was giving him my medication, and I would help him. I thought I would just make sure he was okay until he was done. I'm very naive. It would just be over when it was over. I did not understand that I was feeding a very hungry beast. Addiction does not just end unless it ends in death. It only continues to grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it got progressively worse until I had to choose between raising my children or saving my husband. One of the hardest decisions I ever had to make was letting my husband go. And I remember when I realized the damage I had done because I had tried so hard to protect him from ever feeling anything. I thought I could do it for him. I thought I could do everything for him. I thought I could choose for him. I thought I could live for him. I thought I could hurt for him. I thought I could just take it all, and as long as he was okay, I would be okay. But what I didn't understand is by trying to do that, my husband couldn't be okay. He couldn't walk. I was trying to carry him. So when I left, my husband had no idea what to do. He literally lost everything. He lost his mom, then he ended up losing his wife and kids. He ended up homeless. He ended up with a very serious drug problem. He ended up without a vehicle. He sold the vehicle, one of our vehicles that he had. And I was in Oregon, my husband was in Utah. And every time I would get a phone call from a number I didn't recognize, I thought it was someone calling to tell me my husband was dead, because there was a lot of times that he overdosed. He was very, very suicidal during that time. As an enabler, or anyone dealing with an addict, I think that what is very important to know is that it's okay to love an addict. My husband didn't turn into a piece of shit just because he had a drug problem. And that's not justifying drug abuse. But he was still that same wonderful, amazing person that I fell in love with. And to see that wonderful, amazing person hiding behind the dead eyes of addiction, of his addiction, killed me. There was someone, that man that I loved was behind there screaming for help. And I didn't know how to help him. I tried. But there's a lot of, you feel so much responsibility for the one you love. And you have so much guilt. When I realized the way that I had crippled my husband, I felt so guilty. I felt guilty for having to make the choice to leave him. When he chose his addiction and I had to choose my kids, I felt so guilty because of the pain he was feeling. And when I was looking for answers or looking for someone who was going through the same situation, I just kept looking. I kept wanting to know that it was normal for the amount of guilt that I felt. I mean, and it killed me to know how bad he was hurting. And I think one thing that you have to understand is you have to choose what's best for you, and especially if you have children. And that you are going to hurt, and it's going to be painful when you love an addict. It is. But you can't choose for them. You can't choose sobriety. You can't choose better choices. You can't make that choice. And that is very painful, but you can't take responsibility for it. And you can't let your guilt consume you. My guilt consumed me. And that's probably the worst thing, and the thing that I was trying to deal with. I was trying just to find something that said it was okay to be okay. And I wanted the answers. I wanted to know how to make him be okay. I couldn't do that. You can't choose for them. Ashley and I have talked at length about this, and so have April and I, like Ashley said, you can walk with them, but you can't walk for them. And when I was trying to, like April said, I was just feeding fuel to the fire. When I was trying to do it for my husband, and letting go was the hardest thing. I was so scared for him because I knew he was going to fall.
And it hurt him so bad. And that killed me. To see someone you love screaming for help. But I loved him so much, and I finally realized the damage that I had done, and I knew that if I truly loved him, I had to let go so he could learn to walk. We've been separated for about a year now, and my husband is not on drugs anymore. He has a job, and he's got a house, and he's doing better, and thank God he didn't die. So if you are enabling a situation, I know how much you love them, and I know how scared you are to see them hurt, and I know how painful it is for you, but trust me, it's more painful for you than it is for them, because they need that in order to grow and change. Growth is uncomfortable, change is uncomfortable, but all you're doing is prolonging the inevitable, and it's going to be so much harder for them when it happens. Don't supply them with money to feed their habit. Don't supply them with drugs to feed their habit. All you can do is let them know that you love them unconditionally, and that you will help them any way you can towards recovery, but do not feed their addiction. And do not blame yourself. You cannot let your guilt consume you. You cannot feel responsible for their choices. Acceptance and prayer. I had to pray so hard for acceptance, and just pray that my husband wouldn't die, pray that I would get through it, and we're all still here. We're okay. My children are okay. I'm okay. And now, fortunately, my husband is on the road to being okay. So again, there's hope. You're not alone. And it's okay to do what you have to do to be okay. You can't feel guilty for making choices to improve your life. If you have a situation that you would like to discuss or share, please comment below to find out how. This will be the last video regarding these types of issues that's uploaded to the Sharing Your Experiences channel. You can go to our other channels, click on our Behind the Smiles, or on our playlist, there's Behind the Smiles. Click on it. It will redirect you to the Behind Your Smiles channel, where all of these types of discussions will be uploaded from now on. And you can subscribe there if it's something you're interested in. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we love you, and there is hope. Hang in there.